Gentlemen, on this day after NXL Midwest Open, we have news. Well, we'll say not news. We're just going to cover the tournament, talk about a lot of stuff. We'll talk about winners. We're going to talk about 3v3, upcoming tournaments. I see the curse of Dan Bilzerian in the chat. So we're going to talk about Marcelo for a little bit. The Sea Dogs, Red Legion, AC Diesel. There's a lot of stuff. There's highlights. I've got worst plays. And yeah, without further ado, we are thanking bfpgear.com for being a long-time supporter of said channel. And I just noticed that I turned off all this stuff earlier and I did not put it all back on. bfpgear.com. Yeah, I've been a long-time supporter of Paintball Ruined My Life. We just did a Proflex video. I should say I just did a Proflex video on this channel. And, you know, if you like the Proflex, they just got some more of these birthstones in. There's the May Emerald version, and then there's this June Amethyst, I think. Alexanderite? I assume after Alexander the Great. BFP Gear, they got a ton of these things. They actually got that cool clear and white one. I can't remember what they're calling it. The diamond version. It's really cool. Support BFP Gear. You know, if they've been a supporter of this channel, and if you like these live streams, they're one of the reasons it keeps happening. bfpgear.com. What's everyone talking about in the chat already? I don't know. I'm really hot and I really hurried to get here. I got home like literally 4 minutes ago, I feel like. I'm a little discombobulated. So let's just jump over and talk about, I don't know, the winners of NXL Midwest Open. You can obviously see winners right there. And in first place, we had Red Legion. I almost said Reginald Legion. Red Legion Tauntauns got second place again. Houston Heat with their best finish this year in third. Also X Factor, I believe, with their best finish. Paintball Fit, though, with their worst finish of the year in fifth place. We have the Heroines in first place. The Femme Fatales, legendary Femme Fatales, also in second place. And we can see the standings below that right there. I might as well talk about those. Dallas Vibe getting third, and also third place in the standings. I don't know how to pronounce this, but when I put this team name into Google, a bunch of meerkats came up, and I know this team is from Colombia. Maybe that's meerkats or something in Spanish. Fifth, we have Baltimore Nevermores. And then over in semi-pro, we have BR Factory. And, you know, BR Factory this year, this is their first... I'm hitting keys and all kinds of stuff happening. BR Factory, this is their first year in semi-pro. And last year, they won Division 2. I know semi-pro this year is probably a little bit disappointing for New York Wrecking Crew, as both of the teams last year that were above Wrecking Crew in that semi-pro division went pro this year. Leverage going pro, and the Sea Dogs from semi-pro. So I assume, you know, Wrecking Crew is looking forward to this year, hoping they were going to be the best team in that semi-pro division. And they are not. You can see that on the bottom right hand, the semi-pro standings. They are in third. BR Wrecking Crew have 2 second places this year. Why did I say BR Wrecking Crew? BR Factory have 2 second places this year, and this is their first win this year. I wrote this all down, but I don't know where the hell I wrote it out. I'm like looking for my notes. Maybe I didn't write this part down. Oh yeah, I did. BR Factory. Yeah, those are your winners, and we'll actually like watch a tidbit. I've got so many things. We will go and watch a little bit of the finals. You know, I would implore everybody to go over to Major League Paintball Plus, or you can just go to majorleaguepaintball.com and you know, go watch some of these games, or you know, at least go and, you know, sign up for a membership or whatever. Yeah, I actually have some highlights from this match as well. And, you know, I really liked these finals. At least these are the two teams that I kind of like enjoy watching the most. I would say in Red Legion and Tauntauns. Red Legion probably have some of the more dynamic, fun players to watch, like right there in Bridnikov. Mark Franz right there got a major penalty. Not that it really mattered all that much. They were going to lose there anyway. Really like that by Bridnikov. Yeah, Red Legion's just really fun to watch. And then the Tauntauns. I just always root for these like cool, fun underdog teams. The only teams that are not from America that have won the NXL or PSP are going to be Impact and Red Legion. So I've always wanted to see another European team win. Like the Tauntauns, but they didn't. Tauntauns got second place again, just like they did in Tampa. Definitely a better showing than they had the first. No, I shouldn't say in Tampa. In Tampa, they got 16th place. The last tournament in Atlantic City, they got second place. You know, one thing I noticed from the Tauntauns at least was how much Hugo stood out, playing really all over the field. I think Hugo was probably their standout player for the Tauntauns. And seeing some Otroff back for Red Legion was cool. Houston Heat this tournament got really good play out of their main characters in Ryan Moorhead, Mishka, Chad George, Sam Monville, Ronnie Dizon. All of them played very well. X Factor got 4th place, like we talked about earlier. We saw Matt Jackson play very, very good. Matt Jackson was the kill count leader. Just played exceptional for X Factor and really was probably their standout player. Paintball Fit, though, however, in 2nd place. I don't know. I feel like Paintball Fit just wasn't as dominant and maybe as controlling as we've seen in the previous tournaments this year. It seemed like they'd get to their spots and sometimes get shot out of their bunkers rather than being able to shoot the other team out of their bunkers, which is a key part of paintball, you know, being able to shoot your opponents. Obviously, 5th place is still, I think, very good. I mean, they're still even in 5th place, outperforming what we really kind of expect from them, right? Being a rookie team-ish, you know, in the Pro Division. No one really kind of expected them to even win anything. You know, winning last year, their actual rookie year. I don't know why I said ish. I'm getting confused. Yeah, but even in their 2nd year, being able to win 2 tournaments is just a loco. Yep. And we'll watch some highlights, and then we will talk about more stuff. There's more NXL paintball news. I'm going to get this fan to blow on me. It's freaking hot. It is 68 degrees in here, and for some reason I'm on fire. Highlights. I see something about Leverage. Yeah, Leverage won. I have notes here. Leverage won their first pro match ever. They beat Uprising 2-0. Okay. I'm going to pull up some other notes here that I have so I can tell you actually what these things are. The first one is going to be the Ironman and X Factor, and this was just a really weird ending to a match. I didn't quite understand what was going on here. Well, we have Tom Guest. Well, we can see what's going on, I guess. We have Tom Guest on the Ironman over there in that tower. Matt Jackson for X Factor right here in this Dorito. And this is just weird, right? I mean, obviously we can see the score is tied 3-3. So it's very important, we'd say, for either of these teams to get that point. I'm not sure if Matt shot that guy running on that Dorito side, but it's not all that important. Because they just completely run around, and he just goes for the buzzer and shoots him in the pack, and then hits the buzzer, and then gets a penalty, and the point automatically goes to X Factor. No, Ironman. Yeah, that's just kind of crazy. That's just a little unfortunate circumstance. But still, you know, I don't know what Matt thinks here. I guess he thinks he just shoots him and he just goes for it. And he didn't shoot him. He either bounced or, I mean, I guess he bounced because he's, you know, checking for it on his side. That's number 1. Number 2, and these aren't like the best plays. This is just, you know, number 2 in my list. This is actually probably the order that I saw them. This was just funny. This was just funny. This whole point is a little weird. This is Tauntauns, I almost said Red Legion, Tauntauns and Aftershock. I can see very little time left. And over on the far side, on the far like snake side, so on the Red Legion side, entering their snake, Fedorov runs on that side of the field and jumps over the mini wall. You can see him right there, and he just like kind of hurdles it. I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, he shoots whoever went to that center, though. He ends up running people down here, but there's not really any great camera angles of this. I just kind of liked how he did a little hurdle over the whatever. Mini wall. Like, it's so weird. They call those a mini wall because we had the W. They thought they were going to give him a penalty? It's all right. Never mind. You're all good, dude. We got a 3. Drew Bell gets a 5-pack. Drew Bell of the Hurricanes right there. This is actually a really good move. I like this move quite a bit. This is another weird jump over a bunker, though. Impact Hurricanes. Drew Bell right there being all sneaky. And these points are so goddamn long, too. This is like 5 minutes into this point. So they've been playing this point for like 5 minutes at this time. It's just really, really long. I just realized I don't have my headphones either, so I can't actually hear what's going on, so we can't like turn it up. I guess I can a little bit. I just like this really sneakiness, him sneaking through the middle like this. Zach kind of thinks he sees a guy. He kind of thinks someone's over there, I think, but too late. Shoots him in the side, Mike Urena gets blasted. There's that single guy in the back right corner. And jumps over the bunker. I mean, I don't... Why? So, I'm not entirely sure why he did that. I mean, does it look cool? I mean, I don't think it looks cool either. Because he didn't really jump over it. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not really sure, you know. Sometimes when guys jump like that, like, Fedorov was probably doing it to avoid someone shooting down the inside. But this is like the last guy left. It's like a 1-on-4 or something like that, you know. He's got guys left. So there's no, like, lane to avoid. I don't know. I'm not pro, so I don't have cool moves like that. 4, infamous paintball fit. And this says, sweet corner move from Silberg jumping over the 50. Oh yeah, I like this. This was just creative. I like this route going up to the center 50 and jumping over the beam and going to that tower. Unfortunately, none of this really worked out. He went over there to try to shut this side down. It just didn't really work out. A little bit into this, just a couple seconds, there's Cyrus over there, and he just sneaks through. He like never really gets shot at, I don't think, and he's right here and just kind of crawls through. I think that's kind of where he was shooting. I don't know. I could never figure it out. I never played this layout, you know, so I don't really 100% know. But it doesn't work, and he just gets shot right there. Cyrus just ends up shooting him right here. But I liked that move. It's a cool little route, and I just liked the creativeness. This is probably, I don't know, this might be one of the most, I like this a lot. This is probably one of my favorite highlights from the whole tournament. The Sea Dogs making it onto Sunday. I don't know what place they ended up in. I think maybe like 11th or 12th. Royal City Sea Dogs from Canada making it on to the finals. Not the finals, I'm sorry. Making it onto the Ochos, but losing in the Ochos. I just really like this. This is Baltimore Revo. Obviously, we can see that. Revo's down 0-4, so they really have to come aggressive here. And I really just like the defense, I would say, of the Sea Dogs here. I'm not sure who that is in back center, but it does a fantastic job. He shoots that tower guy just nasty on that tower. Just perfect. Bam! I think he shot that Dorito guy. No, he shoots him again. He shoots the Dorito guy right on their side of the field. Does he shoot that Dorito guy then, right there? I'm all confused. I forget. He shoots both those guys, I thought. Yep, there's one. There's another one. I really like that. That's crazy. I mean, that's got to feel so good when they're like on your side of the field. It does feel good, I should say. When they're on your side of the field, you're able to shoot those guys on your side of the field and be able to win that point. Campbell, very good. We have number 6. Chavez right there on Paintball Fit playing Uprising 1-3. And I like this too. This is another one of those sneaky little run-throughs. Kind of makes it up to that corner. No one knows he's there. What are we going to do? We're going to try to just tiptoe up here. Hopefully nobody notices. Nobody noticed. Shoots that guy. Really like this shot right here. He shoots that back center or shoots that temple guy or whatever. Really like that shot right there, but they trade right there.
Might have shot Chavez though, but he's going to get clipped out cross field. Scott Stewart does it yet again.
But shooting those 3 guys is awesome. Just a good move. I always like these moves when guys shoot people running or moving like that, because it's just so hard, you know. To me, that really kind of shows pro paintball in its finest, maybe, when guys are shooting and moving. But unless you play, it's really kind of hard to understand just how difficult it really is to shoot people running and shooting. This is Rainey Stanzak, Edmonton Impact, playing Red Legion. And this is Rainey. When I originally watched this, I thought he shot 3 guys right here. You can see Rainey is crawling right there in those beams in the snake here. Not the snake, but the center. I originally thought he shot all 3 of these guys, just like, but he actually didn't. He shot the brick guy, or the door, or the closet, or whatever we're calling that. Then I think he shoots the temple right behind that, and then somebody else actually shoots back center, but I just like that because it was so fast. It was just kind of funny how everybody came off so quickly. Number 9, Paintball Fit X Factor, and Matt Jackson at the buzzer to knock out Fit on Sunday. So this is just a really important point for San Antonio X Factor playing Paintball Fit. So this is the, I believe, semifinals or quarterfinals.
Yeah, C-Ball didn't get picked up on the field of South Electronics again. That allows him to pick up
Archie
coming
audio,
through. It's just 15 seconds left. There's still 2 bodies left alive.
So C-Ball's getting pinched so much he can't even put his gun downfield though. I don't know if Matt Jackson saw Chavez move up. He does.
Chavez, check out
C-Ball. They're going to be able to win it here with 5 seconds, and it looks like Matt Jackson.
Yeah, not a lot of crazy angles or good shots on that one. Just a critical at the buzzer point on Sunday. Red Legion. We have Red Legion Tauntauns. So here's some final stuff. There are these last 3 highlights, and there's some other like weird stuff we'll watch. These are all going to be in the finals. This is a J-Rab wins a, although I'm going to get rid of my head. I think it'll be a little easier to see. J-Rab wins a 2-on-1. So we can see Justin Rabikoff right there on the left-hand side, right where that orange indicator is. Over on the right-hand side, I don't know who is over there. I think Axel and that Dorito on the bottom, and then up in that top right corner, somebody else. J-Rab gets there, I think, and shoots that guy right away. Not right away, but maybe right there on that transition, on that move, shoots that back left guy. And a snapshot victory for J-Rab in overtime. Not overtime, in the finals. To make it 1-1, you can see the time left, how long these goddamn points were. They took forever. There's another good shot of this I put in here. Right, maybe like right here. Bang. J-Rab shoots. Axel got in. Here is Konstantin Fedorov I think right here, the Tauntauns win a 2-on-3, but just another critical, super critical point in this match. I mean, it's 1-4, so you have to think that, you know, if the Tauntauns lose this, there's no way they can come back. I mean, 5-1? I mean, who's going to score 4 points in like 2 minutes? You know, that's insane. So it's critical they have to win here, you know, to make it only a 2-point deficit with, you know, however much time they can get in there to hit that buzzer. Fedorov makes it across that gap and shoots, I think, Samotrov right there in that center. You guys might be able to hear it. Commentary. I don't really know what's happening here. There's somebody over there, but he says, screw it, I'm just going to go get the buzzer. And works out. Fedorov, just a crucial point. The last one of the finals is going to be the Tauntauns with their almost last point. This was just very, very quick. The Tauntauns easily probably the quickest point of the tournament. These aren't super exciting. I just wanted to make sure that I had, like, you know, at least a few highlights from the finals. I'll talk a little bit maybe about why there aren't as many highlights. And more takeaways from the tournament when we get done with these, like, clips. I don't remember what's even happening. Spetsna, okay, that was a quick one. Okay, here's some weird stuff that happened. Let's go with this one. Nope, not right there. There's not a lot of these. This is Rob Velez just, like, hooking it over the start gate to try to get a single point from leverage. And there he goes. Boop. Didn't even touch it. Boop. Didn't even touch it. Boop. It's actually kind of funnier than I thought it was. It's funny how he's like all froggied on it. And he's like, bloop, okay, bloop. That happens like every tournament though. It's just funny. Paintball Fit, Uprising. Uprising start with 6 players. This is something you definitely can't do.
Was it under 60 seconds?
I couldn't quite see.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think that...
I'm in the way though.
So let's get a count here. Yeah, I mean, if
definitely 6 guys. What I always think is funny though is like, do they actually like know where they're going off the break? You know, it's like, I don't know. Everyone kind of went to their bunkers. I feel like the center is weird. Cause see how like, so Graham right there in the very center, redhead Graham, right in the middle. He's the middle dude. It feels like he's kind of wedged in there, right? And he's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't be doing that or something. I don't know. Either way, starting with 6 guys, it's probably not ideal. The next one is going to be this one. Arsenal Damage. This was not so great. Chad Boucher with a hit on his hopper. Bam, gets hit in the hopper right there. Keeps shooting the guys. Oh, he's going to shoot that guy and he's going to hit the buzzer. And he's like, no, wait a minute. You got to hit on your hopper. That's a major penalty. But I thought this was funny, actually. So, see the ref on the right-hand side, on the right-hand side ref? He's like, oh, major penalty. And he gets his flag, and this other ref comes in, and he's like, no, it's my turn. And he's like, major penalty.
Oh my God.
He's like, no, I'll do it. Oh, we'll both do it.
Well, this is gonna get reviewed.
I did a little slow-mo. We can see what happened here. Great move, though. I mean, just excellent. Bam. I don't know if there's someone over there, actually. I'm not sure, but I keep pausing it.
Let's get a look at the replay here. Where does this one come? So he goes through...
Bam. Hitting the hopper. So I think that's Cody Mikowski right there in the corner. Yep, definitely Cody. And he's just shooting that spot, so he just runs by and gets shot in the hopper. That is one of the reasons, though, that everybody kind of like, you know, runs really low like that to try to avoid any, you know, that stuff happening. Aftershock AC Diesel. This is just fun.
begging for the major there, which is
This guy gets his freaking hopper blown apart. Look at how much he's shooting his gun. Oh my god. Who's that? It was Trent Nita, I think that is. Yeah. It's just funny. JT Hoppers, he's like, look what they did to my gun. He's like, they're like breaking my shit. He's like, look, it's way over there, dude. He shot the goddamn fucking hopper off, bro. Aftershock, Red Legion, LJ, John Parrish looking for a hit. This is also something we see all the goddamn time. So way over there on the top of the screen, at the very top of the screen, you can see that ref. Everyone's kind of running around up there. They're chasing LJ right there because he's got a hit on him. They're like, hey, buddy, get out. And he's like, what'd I do? Ref's like trying to pull other people, but he's like, what happened? He's like, you got a hit on your pack. I'm not gonna hit on my pack. What are you talking about? There's no hit on my pack. Look at this. He's like, oh, there's no hit. Everyone does this all the time. Oh my god, I knocked my coffee over. And he turns his pack around. There it is! Oh, okay, fair enough. I did really knock my coffee over. It's not too bad. It had a lid. Those are all the highlights. And very good timing for the highlights to be over. There's got to be like a little towel around here or something. Oh, there we go. Shop rags. So, who actually watched the tournament? How do you think you guys went? Who here has cheated in a tournament? I don't know, actually, Mark. Although I've not played enough tournaments to cheat, really. I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, I'm not your guy. I've cheated playing rec ball. Most of the time when I get caught off a break, you know, I'm be like, That happens sometimes. So, we will talk about Nick. You said it right there. Slow. Jesus Christ, guys. I mean, honestly, I probably would have had more highlights because I was like full on ready to watch paintball this weekend. But Jesus Christ, I could not do it. It was so grinding. It just took forever. What is going on? Where are like my notes and shit, dude? I don't know. I mean, my main problem was, goddamn, the layout was just so slow. Like, I wanted to watch, right? And then, like, the first point takes, like, 7 minutes. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I totally lose interest. Like, totally not paying attention anymore. It's just don't care, you know? It's like, they just sit there and shoot for a whole 5 minutes. It's like, what's the point of this? Like, I mean, you know, it reminds me of Formula One, where, like, the first half... Not the first half. The first, like, 3 minutes of the race is interesting, and then it's like, okay, well, the rest of this race is kind of pointless now. It's kind of like, you know, off the break it was kind of interesting, and then there's just so much sitting around and shooting. And I also kind of think that, like, these layouts make it maybe a little bit difficult, especially this layout just to film, right? I feel like so much action took place in the center of the field that it's difficult to film, right? I think we need more action to be on the sidelines, especially when we have that like roving sideline camera. I really think the action we should kind of try to have more action on the sidelines. But then that's that weird thing, right? Where we talk about how do we make the layout? Do you make the layout for the webcast to be entertaining? Or do we make the layouts just good for all the teams there? You know, maybe we should just have different pro layouts. I don't know. It is kind of cool how everybody plays the same layout. But I don't know. Maybe we don't need the same exact layout for whatever pros in like D4 or whatever. What else do I write on here? Chicago's coming up next, September 13th through the 15th. I'm just going to talk about, we'll just run through all my notes in order. Stuff I didn't talk about, stuff I did talk about. If you guys haven't seen recently, there is Paintball, or I should say Pick'em Paintball, pick'empaintball.com, are doing fantasy. And so far, the best fantasy that's been done. I mean, there's all these weird fantasy paintball tries. I mean, there's like the, NFT one that NXL's doing, like Paintball Armory or whatever. Pick'em Paintball looks really good, but they put a bunch of graphics out over on their Instagram. You can check out their website. There's a link in the description, or there's, pick'empaintball.com. It's pretty easy. They're putting out these graphics. Kirill was the event kill count leader. It's a little bit hard to see on these graphics, though, because they're so small, so let's brew that up a little bit bigger. Player cost, so, just like every fantasy, they give a player like a ranking, and then they assign a dollar value, and you get like whatever, $1 million to spend on your team. Total eliminations was 44.5, which is weird. Maybe you like bunker a guy at the same time. We've gone over how these kills all work before, so this is zone coverage. So someone running through a lane. Gunfighting eliminations, pressure eliminations. That's when you pinch somebody out, like when there's like 4 guys shooting at someone. That's kind of why it's probably gotten a 4.5 right there, as well as a 5.5. So if like 2 guys are shooting, breakout shooting eliminations is probably obvious. Trade eliminations should be obvious. Movement eliminations, I think that's moving and shooting, right? So him moving around and shooting. And then he shot some guys, but we're not really sure how. I don't know. Maybe those are like bounce shots? I don't know. And how they're actually collecting all this data, I don't know. So there's that. Paintball Pick'em. Yes. What else? 3-on-3. 3v3 also happened on Thursday that I didn't actually know was happening. We knew that they were doing 3-on-3, but I had no idea they were actually doing the webcast. So that was, good news. I looked forward to it. It screwed my whole weekend up. I kept thinking like Friday was Thursday or Saturday and Sunday was Monday. It was all wacky. It was paintball 4 days in a row, so it screwed everything up. What do I think about it? I have some notes that I've made into bullet points. It was obviously faster. I think 3-on-3 is always faster. There's just less stuff to be worried about, right? You think about playing a 3-on-3, and there's 3 guys that can shoot you. So you have to think about where those 3 guys at, not where those 5 guys are at, or where those 10 guys are at. So it's just a lot easier to move around, and it speeds the game up. Just having, less people to shoot at you, you can just move a little bit more freely. The one thing that I noticed really right away is that teams would try to shoot a player off the break, like always, but as soon as they shot that first guy, they would really try to capitalize on that, right? So if you're, my team, we shoot a guy and it's a 3-on-2, we really want to take advantage of that 3-on-2 because it's kind of easy to win a 3-on-2, right? You have 2 guys shooting at you. You do have that body advantage. Like I said, you only have to keep track of those 2 guys. So it's just a lot easier to get up and run down the field and maybe bunker one guy and trade out. Now it's a 1-on-2. And that's even easier to win than a 2-on-3. So it's, I think, speeding it up just because of the fact that it's easier to take advantage of that kill quickly. Whereas 5-on-5, when you shoot someone off the break, it's a 5-on-4, which is easier, but you still have to contend with those 4 guys, and it's a lot easier for them to cross it up and control zones and stuff like that. So I think just that's something I noticed, that those games were going to be faster. But that shouldn't be, that surprising because it is 3-man. It's not like we've never watched 3-man before. Okay, what else did I write? Some of these bullet points are the same thing. Yeah, they're all kind of just about it's easier to move around. There was more movement and action compared to 5-man. The one thing I thought, though, was that, it's interesting. It's kind of it's just not as interesting. It is interesting, it's not interesting. yeah, because it's 5 players, right? It seems like there's just more happening, right? There's more to analyze. It's more interesting because there's more moves that could happen. There's more things that can go wrong. There's more things that could go right. There's just so much more happening that it's a little bit more interesting. Whereas in 3-man, it's a little bit more straightforward and simple. You know, it's like one-on-ones. You know, it's even more straightforward and simple. You just got to shoot that guy. There's no like anything complicated. It's just you got to shoot the guy in front of you. So I don't know. It's like I kind of like that pace of 3-man, right? But at the same time, I don't really like the like. I don't really like the. I don't know, like less complicatedness of it. I did like how it was limited paint. I haven't been looking at the chat this entire time. I see some brain said something about pods. How about 12 and a half and 4 pods plus a hopper for the next 3v3? I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, I liked the limited paint. I think that was really good. That was a very good thing to do. I also thought about field size, right? I think that I don't know. I thought about the one-on-ones too, and I thought about Oliver's one-on-ones, right? And we watch those one-on-ones. It's a lot of like just snap shooting people out, right? Like there's a lot of snapshots, which I don't know. It can be interesting, right? But the 3-on-3s, there's just so many more bunkers and places to go that we're seeing like more bunker moves, like people running to bunkers and bunkering people. But I also think that if we reduced the size of the field, like if we shrunk the 3-man size field down, it would make the field smaller, so you would be able to shoot people easier. So you wouldn't maybe move as much, right? Because the field's all shrunk down. You're just maybe going to stay there and try to shoot that guy rather than like run across the field to try to bunker him. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I initially was like, man, I really wish they'd have done a smaller field. But I don't know. I don't know if it's better to be smaller or bigger. There's probably like, you know, advantages to both of them. Maybe reducing the bunkers would be good. I mean, you might not need as many bunkers in 3-man. They could just like remove a few, you know, before the tournament and then install them back in or whatever. When the regular 5-man's going to start. It was interesting though. I know that I'd like to see it. I mean, everybody kind of like it seemed receptive to it and seemed to kind of like it. I really like how it's a little bit easier to understand who's playing and see the players. But you know, there's a reason why we probably don't watch like 3-on-3 basketball and you know, like 4-on-4 hockey and stuff. There's a little bit larger teams. I don't know. Shrink it back to the Ultimate Madness size. I know I heard some people saying that, and then I heard I think that some people like Matt. I think they were saying in the live commentary booth they were talking about that or something. I vaguely remember. NXL Cal Expo. I wish, Mark, dude. I was even thinking that the NXL should like, because the weather was so bad this weekend. I mean, it was like 12 degrees or something like that over the average in Cincinnati. And I was thinking it'd be really interesting for the NXL just to not have tournaments in the summer. You know, what if they did like, you know, just no tournament summers? You do like Florida, you do like, you know, say in the summer, I don't know, let's schedule hypothetically, you could do like a tournament in January in Florida, and then, you know, maybe in March or something like that, you go ideally maybe like Vegas or something like that. And then, I don't know, just kind of move around so that we can kind of skip over maybe these super hot summer months. Whereas like, you know, if we wanted to go to Ohio, maybe, you know, going early May or something like that. So there'd be no tournaments in like June, July, August, or September or something like that. So kind of like flip the schedule so it's skipping the summer rather than skipping the winter. I think it'd be great. Curtis, Pacific Northwest is great in the summer. Most of the time, I was listening to a podcast about the about that crazy ass like heat wave that happened like 3 years ago, and like all those people died. That was crazy. But normally, yeah, that's why I was thinking about how to avoid all this crazy hot weather we're gonna have, because it's only gonna continue to get hotter in the summers. So, we'll have to start having tournaments in Alaska. What else did I talk about? We talked about 3-man. I really liked 3-man. Yeah, I did like 3-man. It was kind of cool. We have Mike Jeffrey notes. Mike Jeffrey, announcer Mike Jeffrey. You know, the thing I noticed that he does really well is he's just really good at explaining stuff, you know? I think because he was coaching for so long at that pro level recently, you know, like last year he was the coach of Revo, Baltimore Revo, now Baltimore Arsenal. I think just coaching at that level, he's really good at explaining like what people are doing and like why they're shooting this way, and he knows all the team's codes and stuff like that, so that's really interesting. You know, we can hear weird things on the webcast, like I don't know what the hell that means, but he knows, and he's able to fill us in on that stuff. So I really like that he's able to provide like insight that we're probably not super used to hearing. Yeah, that's about all. Mike Jeffrey. He's very insightful. It was really friggin' hot. I think it looked really good on camera. The facilities looked great on camera, at least. It was really cool to see like all the stuff in the background. It just looked like a really like big kind of fun event or whatever. The grass, for the most part, looked spectacular, you know? It's crazy just how much over time throughout the tournament the grass does deteriorate so quickly. I was gonna like try to find some clips, really. I mean, you can look at the grass like in this clip. We go to like another one. I guess it's not. That's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I mean, you gotta tell. It just like gets so bad. Just paint spraying all over it, and it's really just a running around. But it was fantastic, you know, the first day. Zach says the layout was awesome. Yeah, it did look really good. The field looked spectacular. It's funny how like everybody complains so much about you know, Atlantic City, and then the next follow-up tournament it was just like completely opposite. It was full of ants though. That's not good. Yeah, I've experienced that before at tournaments. For sure. For sure. The grass got soggy? I don't think it got soggy. Probably not, no. It just gets all like weird and discolored because there's just like dry paint on it. It just gets like yellowish color. I don't know. I think that's all of my tournament stuff. Yep. That was the paintball tournament. I don't know. That was the paintball tournament. Yeah, it was so hot. That's just crazy. I mean, it was like obvious how hot it was in the finals. I mean, guys were like dying in the finals. Oh yeah, I meant to talk some brains. That's true. I meant to talk about Diesel. I do have Diesel in here. AC Diesel did awful. They got last place. AC Diesel lost to New York Extreme, who are currently in 19th place. Well, maybe not now after this tournament. They lost to the Tauntauns, they lost to Red Legion, and they lost to Aftershock. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I didn't really watch a lot of AC Diesel's matches. I don't really fully remember their matches. Like I said, I would try to watch and then like, god damn, like 5 minutes in, I'm like, god damn it. I'm like looking at my phone or like doing the dishes. I'm like trying to find shit to do. So it's just really boring. They had a negative 3.25 margin though, which is really bad. That's not very good. AC Diesel. Maybe they're the best paid roster in paintball. Mark says, shout out Nico, New York Extreme. Nico? I forget Nico. I don't think I've ever met him. Am I anticipating any new guns coming out at World Cup? No, I don't know, actually. No. Probably not. I mean, I would be shocked if we see something from Planet Eclipse. Yeah, I would be pretty surprised if we see a Planet Eclipse gun. Probably not MacDev, because MacDev just released... Dude, I get so confused with MacDev, because MacDev... They just released the Cyborg, but the Cyborg was... The new Cyborg's like limited production or whatever. And they had the GTX that just came out. So it would be weird for them to like come out with another one that fast. I can't see Planet Eclipse. I can't see Die because they just came out with the MXR, and there's no reason for them to come out with a new DSR. The Shocker, the Era's been out. I don't even know, like a year and a half, a year. The Idol's not gonna. Whatever. Come out. The Lux is not going to come out with a new gun. I'm like thinking about 8 things. Yeah, there's not going to probably be a new Lux. I mean, the only thing is the G7R. Like, I don't know. I mean, we keep hearing more and more little tidbits about that thing. I know that it's getting closer. Whether I would be pretty surprised if you can buy one this year. I might not be surprised if they show pictures and stuff or talk about it maybe more in detail, but I would be surprised if you could buy one this year. A Vanquish 3, I would be baffled if we saw a Vanquish 3. I would just be like blown away. Mainly because Empire's just done. Like, Empire doesn't do anything, you know? Like, they haven't made or done anything cool in so long. You know, it's like their current guns, the Mini GS and the Axe, it's like, yeah, those guns have been the same for like 10 years. And it's like, you know, the Empire 6, okay, you know, they came out with that 5 years, like 10 years ago too. The Vanquish 2? What we call it, the Vanquish 2? Or was the GT? Was it the Vanquish GT? I don't know. I would be surprised, yeah, because that was so long ago. And then Empire's just not done anything, you know, like... their new hopper is just a Halo, and I don't know. I feel like their main like focus is just on GI and making paint at this point. LV3 probably not. Mainly because Planet Eclipse doesn't. I don't think they sell enough to really do it. I mean, Planet Eclipse probably sells like, I don't know. Just think about the paintball field. You know, how many CS3s or like CS2s or other high-end Eclipse guns you see compared to the LV2. It's like, you know, 50 to 1, like 80 to 1, you know, it's such a huge difference that it was kind of surprising that they even brought back the LV2, because they said the same thing, that there was just so much more demand for those pool valve guns. But, you know, they did it, so maybe they will do it. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Phil? Yeah, it's possible. It's totally possible they could, like, show it off, for sure. I've even thought about trying to get pictures of it. I think that's all the companies, though, right? I mean, that's all the big companies. You know, there's all kinds of other stuff that could potentially happen, I guess, in theory. I was going to talk about something else. I totally forgot. Someone reminded me of something, and I don't know. know. Is the triad? The triads aren't bad. I think that the triads are pretty good now. I think that they've kind of, from what I've heard at least, I think that they've like ironed all those like problems out for the most part. I mean, unfortunately, it took them like 2 years, and they kind of like didn't develop the greatest will with their customers because of it. But a CS3 mechanical, CS3 Pro mechanical kit? Oh, that's right. Shit. I was like, CS3 mechanical. I don't think you're going to see a mechanical frame for the CS3 Pro ever. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I was just thinking about how to figure it out. I don't think that they're going to make one. I don't know. I mean, it's such a weird gun. Like, just thinking about the CS3 Pro, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's such a new, it's like almost a different gun entirely, right? It's got the whole different lower trigger frame. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of odd that it's like, it's not really even a Pro. It's like a CS4 or something like that. It's like a completely different gun almost. I really like the way they look though. Yeah, I thought about the R5, but you couldn't, they'd have to like, the R5 doesn't have a mechanical frame because I think it's impossible. I mean, it's not impossible, but to do it well, I don't think that I think that IV core style bolt system won't work very well with a mechanical frame. And yeah. And they're completely different on the inside. Like, you can't take off the CS3 Pro frame and put it onto like an R5. Like, they kind of are similar, but like, you know, they're just way different. They got all kinds of different jazz inside there. Kang, I thought they said they would for the Pro, but not the R5. Well, maybe, I don't know. I just seem to remember a little bit. I remember like I've never even looked into it. I honestly don't know. But I seem to remember them doing the live stream and talking about it. I mean, they definitely talked about it in that live stream, but I don't know. I could be remembering wrong. I just know that, like, you know, I don't really know, you know, because we think about like Planet Eclipse and it's like, so they made the mechanical frame for the CS3 because they sold a bunch, right? You know, they sell a bunch of those guns. So they can justify it because people want the mechanical frame for their CS3. But are they going to sell enough CS3 Pros over the next year in between like a CS4 to justify making a mechanical frame for it? I don't know. Maybe not. You know, maybe Planet Eclipse would... Nick right there. Nick said, pros don't want mech. Want a mech, I should say. For the most part, yeah, I would say that the like pro level players, most of them don't play mechanical. They're just playing like high-end tournament paintball. And Planet Eclipse positions that gun as being like a pro only or like pro level or whatever. So they could use that also as an excuse to why they don't make it, right? They're like, oh, well, we don't make it because it's, you know, it's a pro gun and pros don't want it. So we're not making it. So buy a CS3 too. You know, I don't know. Because I assume we'll probably see like a CS4 or something like that. I'm with Chris Raymond. If you're in this chat, give the live stream a like. Show your fellow man. I don't know. I have no idea. Something. Support the channel and just make sure you like the live stream. Maybe like the live stream or go watch the most recent video on the YouTube channel. The JT Proflex video that I screwed up, and I actually made the ProFlex video go live at 12 a.m. So I think it screwed up the whole entire system, and now it's like performing terribly. So make sure to go like the ProFlex video. And, you know, while you're at it, you can check out the other channel. I haven't hit that button in so long. Is it actually working? You can check out the other YouTube channel, the Ruined Clips channel, that, you know, it's just a lot of clips from this thing. So, like, if you miss them, you can always go back and watch clips from previous live streams, like the highlights and stuff will be over on the Ruined Clips channel. Going back to this browser, though, I want to put, I got my BFP gear logo I need to put on. Why is it not there, though? It says it is. Oh, whoops, that one's off. Yeah. Tequila and a cigarette. Maybe a cigar. I don't really want tequila either. I think an old-fashioned. Oh, there we go. Hostility, whiskey, and a cigar. That's better. Chris Raymond, having a mechanical frame for a primary electro is nice for consistent ergonomics. I totally agree with that. But also less convenient for quick swapping versus having a separate marker. Word up. That's why, like, I've always said I like the EMEC, even when I had electric guns. It's like, you know, I want to put mechanical, but I don't really, you know, I want to switch all this shit around. So just give me, like, a cheap gun that I can, like, go play, just quick, easy games with. You know what else you can do? You can check out the Paintball Ruined My Life store. Why is nothing working? Go! On my highlights. The Paintball Ruined My Life store, where you can get a hat like that. There's a bunch of headbands. Headbands are literally $30. $30 headbands. $75 3-packs where you get to, like, pick which headbands you want. So if you want, like, you know, some crazy ass colored ones, or like maybe some subdued colored ones, you can find them. The Paintball Ruined My Life store. You know, everybody's support on this thing, whether it's buying merch, channel sponsors, you badass motherfuckers who are members of this damn thing, like Chris Martin right there, Hostility, couple of his comments. You guys are awesome. You help this whole goddamn thing happen. Yes. I missed the finals. Who won? The Russians, the Ruskies. Is Ruski a slur? Now we're at war with Iran. That's cool. They have nukes. I think we've heard that before. I love how the lens isn't properly clipped in the right there. What? I love how the lenses isn't properly... I don't know what we're doing there. Anyway, guys. What else have we got cool to talk about? Chris Martin in the chat there. I have a Chris Martin told me, was it Chris? No. Maybe it wasn't. I don't remember now. Somebody on Sunday yesterday told me at the paintball field that Major League Paintball was being sued by MLPB. I don't know anything about that, but we're going to look more into that later. I meant to do that today, but, you know, doing all this, like, live stream clip stuff takes so goddamn long. Stock photos of the headbands. ProFlex. I thought that's what you're talking about. I must have missed it or something. We'll go back to the ad. So if you guys are interested in buying any Paintball Ruined My Life stuff. Oh, the lens. It is. It totally is. Maybe in this picture, it's clipped in. Maybe you might be looking at, like, the foam. The foam corner. That little, like, square edge. That's the foam. I'm like, it is clipped in, right? I mean, it's definitely clipped in. I hope so. I was like, I play with it. But you can see, like, paint on it. the middle top of the frame. I don't know. Oh, maybe not. Is it not clipped in? Maybe you're looking at it like a huge... Now I'm like going crazy. Alright, fuck. We're gonna find out here, I guess. I wanna like zoom in. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not all the way on, huh? Okay. Okay. I wonder why. It's a little like... It's not like all the way pushed over. It's a little bit like off. I don't know why. Maybe I like took out this lens because it was a clearer lens and I could... I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Can I make this all go back like this? Bang. Good eyes. I think that's where I think we're on target now. I might have an eye patch on. I gotta play paintball first. I haven't played paintball in this. I haven't played paintball in 2025, that's for sure. Maybe we'll play paintball soon. I don't know, I just haven't. I've just done other things. I've been at the paintball field a lot, though. I'll probably be at the paintball field this week. I gotta have Chris Raymond some stuff. What else can we do? What happens when I hit this button? Oh, look at that. You know, if you guys, want to, check out the best paintball pants in the game, I think, are any of the Kinetic pants. They just came out with their brand new KP. I've totally forgot the name of them. The Kinetic. It's not just the KPS. Is it just the... Fuck. I literally saw them the other day. I've seen them multiple times. Angelo has them. The KTK pants. Yeah, literally. I mean, I'm not the guy hyping up stuff, saying it's like the best thing ever often. But, I mean, Kinetic make the best pants. And you can get 10% off if you use that code right there. They also have their KMP, the Kinetic Modular Pack. What am I showing off here? They're a little stretchy. I really like the fabric. It's super, super soft. The belt system's great. Boop, boop. Nice and secure. See, I lose my foot there for a second. I don't know what the hell is going on there. Kinetic! I've only played once this year. Yeah, I haven't played. I don't know. I just haven't. It's 5 o'clock, guys. We should have like some sort of game show. I really want to do a game show. I want to be a host of a game show. Maybe I should go to a tournament and like get a bunch of sponsors and have like a whole tournament. I want a whole game show set up and we can have like contestants on the game show. I really want to do a game show. I don't know. Anyway, if you want to start a game show, let me know. Yeah, I don't know. Did Samotrop get the MVP? I don't actually know. I would assume Kirill actually got the MVP. The Golden Barrel. I don't understand. One of the things that's like kind of weird about the NXL is like, I don't know, you watch the NBA finals or whatever, or like some of their sports thing, and like when the tournament's over or whatever, the final game's over, they at least take a little bit of time to like talk to the players or like award people awards and stuff. They really kind of don't do that. They just like, all right, see you later. Like 3 minutes after the game's over, they just cut the feed. And it's like, man, it's really anticlimactic. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like something else should happen. It's just weird. I'm like, I thought about it and I'm like, well, they don't really have like a sideline announcer, so there's no one to really do that job. But like, I feel like you could just get Mike Jeffrey to run on the field real quick and like talk to everyone for like, you know, or get Matt to just run on the field real fast with a microphone and just talk to everyone for like 10 minutes. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like ends. I'm like, huh, okay. It's just like very weird. So that's kind of that would be a perfect time to like present the Golden Barrel or I don't know, talk about that kind of stuff. It just sort of stops. Yeah, there's no after show. Curtis M. Maddie spends weeks reviewing plays instead of just picking the MVP and play. That's right. Don't they announce it like later? That's right. I don't think they should do that. Yeah, I think it's got to happen right then. That's just crazy to me. I think that when you're announcing, I think they should just do what I do, right? Where just write down plays, right? Write down like the team names. That's what I do. I put the team names. I put like Impact and Ironman and the time and the short description. And then he could just have a list of those and then decide, you know, you could run through them on Sunday and decide, right? Unless something crazy happens in the finals for the best move or whatever. Oh man, I get looking at all the footage. That's crazy though. I mean, that's definitely like the best way to probably get the best play, but you don't want to do all that. Just decide. Just decide in the moment. That's what I would do. Yeah, I mean, I want to go be the sideline announcer or the sideline guy. I mean, unfortunately, Lauren Kelly, you know, Lauren was super good, but I don't know what the deal is with Lauren. I don't know, but she did a really good job on the student sideline stuff. You know, I just assume it's money. You know, they just can't pay her, or she'd probably be doing it. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be if they were paying you. It'd be fun. I'd do it. But then, you know, I'm not as fun to look at. Lauren's way more fun. I also thought about it that I'd be very weird. Because I'm kind of taller than everyone, so I'd have to, like, crouch down. Nick, anybody but Maddie. Why? What's wrong with Maddie? A Matte. Every time I think of Matt Marshall, I know that he would talk about how the French guys always say his name's Matte Marshall. And he's like, my name is not Matte. F1 sells car touring F1 technology or experience. I don't know what you mean. Phil says, look at F1. They have post-qualifying and post and pre-race interviews. The post streams could maybe benefit from that. The pro streams. I mean, one of the biggest problems, though, is that it's literally all day. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, Matt Marshall and Mike Jeffrey are up in the announcer's booth, you know, it's 7 a.m. or something, 6:30 or whatever time it is, 7 a.m. And they don't leave till like 7 p.m. So they're there all day. That's kind of what I think we should do, is make these like Greenspan has kind of recommended doing these like one-off tournaments rather than having everybody play at the NXL tournaments. Somehow figure out a way like they did with Aftershock, Dynasty and Aftershock, how they had that one-off tournament. I know that I kind of talked about that last week, but at some point here, I'm gonna actually, next weekend, I'll probably do like a better synopsis of that, of maybe how we could reorganize the leagues to have more like post and pre-show stuff. Because it is cool how F1, I mean, Formula 1's obviously got a little bit more money than Paintball. I mean, like, you know, one of the F1 teams spends more money on a car than the whole entire industry's worth. So, let's get a little bit more money. But it is cool how they do, like, on YouTube and stuff, they do like the weekend warm-up thing too as well. They like do other YouTube stuff too. Yeah. Pro only tournaments. That's what I want. I mean, I don't know though. I think that doing it kind of like halfway, how we have like different divisions or different conferences, and then still have the tournaments though. You know, so you could split the teams up into middle, like a Western, Eastern, and Central. All the teams would still go to the tournaments, but you'd only go to like 2 tournaments. So say you go to the first tournament and the third tournament, and then if you do well that year, you can go to World Cup at the end of the year. And then the other teams that didn't go to those ones would go to the third and, I don't know, 4th one or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they do. The second and 4th one. Yeah, they wouldn't make any money. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, we can come up with all these ideas and like, you know, like I'm going to do that and I'm going to come up with like a schedule we can do, and I'd just kind of be interested to see what it'd look like. And it just gives us something to talk about more than anything. But it's for sure the problem. It's just there's no money. Like, who's going to pay for it? I mean, we could do like pro-only events, but, you know, I'd hope that there were a lot of them. You know, I'd want there to be like 15 of them a year or something. Because it'd be really cool if we could have paintball like every other weekend. You know, like 4 matches every other weekend, or 3 matches, or 2 matches, or whatever it is. Rather than like once every 2 months. Some brains. I'm in Berkeley right now. College sports makes more scarillas. Sorta. I mean, depends on the sport. Well, pro water polo. People getting rich playing water polo. I mean, it definitely does make a bunch of money, though, obviously. For sure, Phil says, 3v3 format might gain more popularity for media outlets looking in, as it would be easier to cover and explain. Certainly. I mean, that's the only reason they did 3-on-3, really, is because I think that ESPN and, I don't know, ESPN and somebody else, another network or another like big streaming company, are interested in more paintball content. So one of the things that the 3-man was supposed to do is give like a little bit of a concept of what 3-man might look like, and they were going to film it and create like a little sizzle kind of reel to gain excitement. So hopefully, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, that's the good thing about 3-man is, you know, it's just a little bit easier because there's less people. Which, you know, good and bad, I guess. Drew, how many people go to events only to watch the pro teams? None. I feel like most come to play themselves and come for the merch at booths. Well, I think if most people are, if they're going to like the booths and stuff, they're probably going to watch games. But yeah, I would say that if you're, out of all the paintball players, like if you were to take a poll, you ask every person that walks through the front gate of the tournament, you know, into the, like, you know, trade booth area. What do we call that? I don't know. You know, 99% of them are going to be playing the tournament. Maybe even higher. So it's like, you're probably not going to get, you know, a lot of people going to play or going to just watch. They're also playing. But I think that's just because they're playing, right? Like, if there was some tournament in LA, or, you know, here in Sacramento, if there was a tournament where it was like Dynasty and the Ironmen and, you know, Uprising and, I don't know, who's another like West Coast team? I don't know. Paintball Fit. They're not West Coast. The Ironmen, Dynasty, Uprising, and like Aftermath, whatever. Those 4 teams, if they all came here to Sacramento to play and even went to Capitol Edge, like the local field, and they put grandstands up, right? They don't have to be huge. The exact same grandstand size that the NXL uses, right? Just cheap bleachers that hopefully you can rent for a reasonable price for just a day or two. And I'm sure of it. I'm positive people would go. if it was 7 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock, there were lights. It was like cool and professional looking. People would go. Like I'd go. You know, Mark, you'd go probably. Chris, you'd probably go. Why not? You know, I mean, I think most of the people that were, when we asked that, like, you know, people don't go to the NXL to watch, they're there to play. It's like, yeah, but that's just like a factor of, you know, it being kind of local, right? Like, you know, of course they're going to play because, like, you know, if you're going to go, you're probably interested. So you're probably going to play because it's local, maybe? I don't know. I know that, like, having the destination events are more exciting too, right? Like, way more people go to Vegas. Like, way more people go to Vegas to, like, to watch. Like, I've gone to Vegas just to watch twice. You know, I'm not doing that at normal tournaments. I'm not going to go to, like, Cincinnati. I mean, you know, maybe, but probably not. You know, I'm far more likely to go to, like, Vegas than I am to go to Cincinnati. Or maybe if it was just in, like, a cooler location in Cincinnati, I might go. You know, like, Vegas is kind of, like, urbanish, sort of, in the city a little bit. So it makes it a little bit more exciting. If paintball gets to ESPN or whatever, there was ESPN last year. There's another tournament in August, so there'll be ESPN in August. There will be paintball on ESPN. If paintball gets to ESPN or whatever and gains popularity on there, you might have more people turning up for NXLs going to watch the pro matches for sure. So pro only might make more sense after that. I hope so. I mean, you know, I'd love that to be like the end goal. Yeah. Cause like, I don't know, you know, like how one of the big costs from the NXL always comes from like, you know, setup and tear down and renting the facility, and you gotta pay all these people, and like there's all this like overhead. So if you had like these pro one-off like little events that only, you know, lasted 4 hours or 3 hours, you just go and watch 2 matches or whatever. Like you'd watch that Aftermath Dynasty or Ironman Uprising matches. Those are the only 2, and you know, you'd go to Capital Edge or whatever, and we'd watch those 2 matches. They'd be on the webcast and go home. I'd really like it. That's always been the dream, though. I mean, people have been talking about doing that for over 20-something years, so it's not like a new idea by any means. Yep, some brands like beer food because people are buying beer to eat normal, fair food. I mean, yeah, like that's true. A lot of the, like, you know, like we have the Capital Edge Paintball League here, and it's just a local league, and they sell tons of food. I mean, every time that like somebody trailer comes or something, they like sell out everything. Old Soul! Sir? Yeah. Some brands. People go to Vegas because you can Vegas afterwards. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why I went, and not even to play, just to hang out. But I don't really Vegas, you know. I'm not really a Vegas guy. I'm not going out and like going to the strip clubs or like, you know, doing coke, or not doing that stuff no more. Not that I ever did. The only coke I do now is diet. Anyway, what else I got? The traveling paintball leagues. Hopefully someday. Probably never though, guys. Don't worry. I don't know. Should I sell again at CEPL? I mean, Mark, right? You probably should, right? I mean, you had to have made money, right? Yeah. Why not? I mean, you said you sold out of Thai iced tea like really quick. I'll help again. I liked it. I'll help. I know Marco. I know Chris will help. I'll help too. I actually don't mind. I don't know. Old Soul. What do you think about how they just got done restocking my driveway? Oh, re-rocking. Like stocking. Like, you stalking your driveway. And I was like, you put merchandise in your driveway? And I was like, maybe he means like socks, like stockings? No. Paintball ruined my life headbands for the win. Oh. Or any headband, you know. I appreciate the paintball ruined my life ones. You can buy paintball ruined my life headbands at the Paintball ruined my life store. Nope, the kinetic stuff's still up. Paintball ruined my life store. Chris, did you ever figure out your live streaming setup? What we call Chris Raymond CR. The avalanche diet. Drugs are bad. Okay, we're gonna take that back off. Yeah, we were talking about live streaming setups at the paintball field the other day. Had a like live stream, like not remote, I guess from a phone or whatever. AC? I only know AC, dog. In a tent, though? I don't know. Just, like, get a van, and we'll just, like, serve out of a van and just roll the window down. Like a normal vehicle? I don't know. Dead or alive? Dead or alive. Dead or alive. I'll break the microphone. Anyway. What are we doing now? I don't know what we're doing. I might just go. What should I eat for dinner? I don't know what I'm eating for dinner. I don't know. Grumpy Plumber says, speedball at my field starts at 1 p.m. Damn, 1 p.m. You only made it 3 points before you started melting. Dude, it's been crazy here. I mean, you guys that are in that heat dome, here in California, they're like, dude, we're normally under the heat dome. I mean, the heat dome is normally on here, but it all shifted to the right, and it's been like pristine here. It was like 20 degrees below average the other day. It was crazy outside. It was so weird. It felt like I lived in Malibu for the day. I was like, hell yeah. But it was a little bit dry, which made it not like Malibu. Yeah, 1 o'clock is psycho. I mean, a lot of the time, sometimes in the summer when I played like on teams and stuff, we would get to the field at like 6 a.m. and we'd quit by 12. You know, because here it's like, I mean, it can be 110 outside or whatever, and that's hot, but it's really the turf. I mean, the turf can get to like 190, so it's really the turf here, at least, that makes it almost impossible to play. But we used to like leave at 12 or 1. We used to get there at like 6 a.m. and play until like, yeah, noon and then leave. Oh, a beef shawarma. Maybe I'll get some kebabs too. That's just a shawarma. Sounds kind of good. 6 is late though. 6 is pretty late though. I mean, most of the fields are probably closing at like 4. Isn't like, I just remembered. Isn't, I think the paintball fields, yeah, on Wednesday, this Wednesday at 4 p.m. at Capitol Edge Paintball Park, they're going to do night paintball 4 to 8. I guess like evening. It's not really night paintball, but 4 to 8. What's the weather like on Wednesday? It is going to be 92 on Wednesday. That's not too bad. A 92. What's Marky said? Heyo, bomb that like button like what's happening in the Middle East. I'm okay with that. You can make sure to like this live stream. What do you think about the push propel? Steve asks. I don't know. I have thought about that the other day, actually. I don't know what I saw. I saw someone shooting one on Instagram or something like that. I haven't actually seen one in person, or maybe I have seen one in person, but I think I saw one like a long time ago when it was like prototype. I don't think they've changed it all, though. I don't know, though. I really don't, because I haven't held it. I haven't shot one. I haven't really heard anything about them. I know that the company that is mostly responsible for them has been a little... I'm not sketchy. I shouldn't say sketchy. They're not really known for the reliability and stuff. So, I'm not sure. We have the Bogart 1989. You bogarting? Isn't it when you bogart something, like when you like get like a... No. What is that? What's bogarting? It's smoking something. Someone let me know. Chat. Mark, I feel like you should know. What did you say? I want to check out the push propel in person. They seem smooth. Not a fan of the eye pipe thing. Yeah, it's very weird. It's not even like an eye pipe, though. It's just like a clear part of the bolt. Hogging it. Okay, you're bogarting it. Okay, I gotcha. It's just like a clear part of the bolt, It's like... Just imagine your bolt without, like... Just imagine a bolt with the front of your gun, the can, or whatever. It's just clear instead of it being like metal. So it's not like really thin. It's not like, the die eye pipes, how they can like break and stuff. This thing's like fucking thick as hell. So they don't like, it shouldn't break. It's just clear. Because there's no eyes or anything. So there's no real reason for it to, have an eye pipe or whatever. I'm with you, though. They're not with you. I don't know. I want to see it, though. It looks like it's probably comfortable in the hands. I'm a little skeptical of the, whatever guy stuff. Why am I blanking on, who made that thing? Who made the bolt for the propel? Oh my god. This is my problem. My memory is so bad. I know somebody knows. Who made the bolt for the propel? They're the same company that made the Machine Paintball, there we go. Machine Paintball, they made like the Vapor and stuff like that. Something Spurlock. We've talked about that. Bogarting is when you suck down the J solo. That's a good description. Oh, you're gonna say something about J-Lo. JT made that bolt. Men's Health. What are you guys talking about? I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. You guys talking about like not jerking off? That's not healthy. You shouldn't do that. You're gonna freak out and kill someone. Your insides are gonna back up and explode. That's what I've told every girlfriend I've ever had. Like, my insides are gonna back up and I'm gonna explode. Cole says the propel is kind of awesome. Yeah, I'd like to see it. I just haven't seen it. It's kind of a weird gun. It's not something I'm gonna have to go like seek it out, right? No one's gonna have it at the field, and I don't know if the paintball stores are gonna have it around here. It's kind of a weird gun to have. I think about like Sac Paintball here in Sacramento, and I don't know. They might not have it just because it's just an odd. It's just like a weird thing to have. They might though. You never know. The trainer trigger seems really fun to mess with. I don't know what that is. I assume that's something that like makes the gun not cycle all the way, so you can just like half cycle it. Magnetic trigger, magnetic trigger. Chris Martin, I saw those. Violence dropped custom Flex 8s over the weekend that are reselling on eBay for $750. What am I doing wrong? How can I make masks that sell for $700? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong, guys? Let's go look at these. Let's see. Let's see what like the most expensive JT thing is. JT Paintball. Let's just sort this bitch by price highest first, and let's go over here too. And we scroll all the way to the bottom over here, and you can look at completed items. Not completed. They're probably not sold yet, but I'm just curious. We'll go look at those other ones. I'm just curious what people... Oh! But who knows, though? This is nonsense, though. This is always sketchy, right? Because when that means that, like, somebody accepted an offer. So we don't know if, like, they sold it for that much, I think, right? Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. That's fucking crazy, though. I mean, I don't even know if they're that cool looking. You know, they're just like the Violence logo over and over and over. Look at that, though. $750. You know, this shit makes me fucking crazy. Like, I mean, this is rare, right? This Pro Shield bottom is rare. But you know what drives me just insane? It's like, this shit is nuts. JT Pro Shield. Whoa, I might have spelled shield crazy. This shit is insane. Insane. Why is a Pro Shield $200? It just blows me away. Oh, look at this bottom. $120. It's like, you know, 4 years ago, you could have bought these for $45, although be it's the old, you know, it's the newer goggle frame. It's crazy. People be crazy. Anyway, fucking Proflex parts. Maybe I should just make a bunch of Proflex parts. I don't think so. Thin framed. I know it will help. I was looking through the people. I was looking at like Facebook the other day, and people were selling like just fucking regular Pro Shields for like $100 and something. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's damn crazy, dude. I mean, it's all relative, right? You know, like to me, it's insane, right? It's like insane to me to, I mean, $200 isn't like crazy, but like. This is nuts. I mean, $750 or $725 is nuts, dude. This is crazy. But it's all relative, you know? Like, if you're a billionaire, it's like, what the hell's $75? It's like nothing. It's literally nothing. It's like 0.00000000001% of this person's income. The original... I'm curious about... other items. I'm curious if this person has anything else for sale. Dang. There's those HB bottoms. $450. This person got all kinds of stuff. Look at this. It's just nuts. Like, I was selling these ears for like $15 a piece. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Maybe this stuff's just really overpriced. So who the hell is buying this pacifier from 1998? That looks like a good deal. He'll be crazy, dude. Oh, shit. Some thigh-high silky sheer socks. Sexy. Anyway, Proflex parts. There's our weekly freaking out at Proflex part prices. Oh, man. Let's see if I can find any, like, crazy Proflex part pictures. I didn't even think about, like... I might have, like, crazy part pictures. Probably not, though, anymore. I used to have, like... Because when I owned the paintball store, I would buy masks and sell parts individually. And, dude, I had so many Proflex parts. Like, boxes and boxes of Proflex parts. Like all clear bottoms and white frames and all kinds of stuff. But I know I had pictures of them at one point, but I definitely don't anymore. Dang it. Cody, I remember when the colored Pro Shields were $16 in the Action Village bargain bin online because nobody wanted them. I totally believe that. Yeah. Totally. I mean, they originally made, I think, 3 colors. They made pink and yellow. What's the other one? Maybe they just made pink and yellow. I don't know. Maybe not. The Facebook group of John Dresser has loads of photos. Yeah. I want photo. I was looking for my photos, though. My personal paintball pictures. God damn, I can't believe the prices are crazy. It's like, at one point I was hoarding masks. I had like every color. I had like, JT started re-releasing, they started re-releasing the Proflex in like 2013. That's, I think, when they redid the clear one. 2013? No, maybe it was like 2016. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember. 2015? I literally just made the video on this and talked about it, but, when they started coming back out, yeah, I collected every color, and I had like 2 of every color. There were like 30-something colors. I had so many masks, and it was just stupid. They weren't really changing in price at the time. Yeah, I was hoping people would collect them, but I ended up selling everything like a long-ass time ago. What? I remember I asked John Dresser to do a shooting video of the new Hopper a few years ago, and he said, why it's raining? I don't know. John's great. I mean, he was so helpful with the Proflex video. He sponsored the last Proflex video. He helped me out with, like, the Dynasty video. Yeah. I just lost a light. I probably don't look as lit anymore. Beanie baby behavior. Definitely. Sorry. I had the Beanie Baby comment in the, like, video. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go, I don't know. Do something. I gotta go find something to eat. I'm starving. Gentlemen, come back next week. We'll have something to talk about. I don't know what yet. There'll be something. I'll probably, like, have a better understanding of, like, how I want to try to, like, format this new potential formation of a league. Make sure to like the live stream before you go, though. It's very helpful for any of you bastards out there that decide not to. Well, I hope you get diabetes and your foot falls off. Beef curtain time. I might have some roast beef later. Roast beef, a little bit. I don't know. I should think of other something ways to describe. Damn it. Okay, anyway. What the hell's going on? I have glitches. Gentlemen, come back next time. We'll be here Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now I just have to hit this end button. right here. Guys,